Where health and safety, smoking of tobacco products and electronic cigarettes is only allowed outside the lower level of private area. On the upper level.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I think is it good to start? I see a notification that we are on live.
Prabhu, you're asking something?
Is it good to start, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. I think we can get started. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna everyone. Today we will be discussing two verses from Canto 4, Chapter 5, text number 10 and text number 11. We'll go over the sloka, word-to-word meaning, followed by purport and some discussion on the purport. Yastve antakale vyukta jata kalapaha swasula suchi arpita diggajendraha vitatya nrityati uditastrador dvajan Uchchata stanayitnu binnadik. What the word meaning? Yeah, Lord Shiva. Two, but Antakale. At the time of dissolution, Vyupta, having scattered Jata Kalapaha, his bunch of hair, Swasula, his own trident, Suchi, on the points, Arpita, pierced. Dik Gajendraha, the rulers of different directions. Vitatya, scattering. Nrityati, dances. Udita, upraised. Astra, weapons. Do, hands. Dvajan, flags. Cha, loud. Attahasa, laughing. Stanayitnu, by thundering sound. Binna, divided. Dik, the directions. Translation. At the time of dissolution, Lord Shiva's hair is scattered and he pierced the rulers of different directions with his trident. He laughs and dances proudly, scattering their hands like flags, as thunder scatters the clouds all over the world. We'll get to this purport after going through this next verse. Text number 11. Amarsa yitva tam asahya tejasam manyupultam durnirikshyam burkutya karala damstrabir udasta baganam syat swasti kim kopayato vidatuhu. Word-to-word meaning. Amarsyayitva, after causing to become angry. Tam, Lord Shiva. Asahya tejasam, with an unbearable effulgence. Manyuplutam, filled with anger. Durnirikshyam, not able to be looked at. Burkutya, by movement of his brows. Karala damshtrabihi, by his fearful teeth. Udastab Bhaganam, having scattered the luminaries. Syat, there should be. Swasti, good fortune. Kim, how. Kopaya, taha, causing Lord Shiva to be angry. Vidatuhu, of Brahma. Translation: the gigantic black man bared his fearful teeth. By the movements of his brows, he scattered the luminaries all over the sky, and he covered them with his strong, piercing effulgence. Because of misbehavior of Daksha, even Lord Brahma, Daksha's father, could not have been saved from great exhibition of anger. So these are the two verses we'll be discussing today, and my apologies if I misspelled any Sanskrit words. We'll discuss the purport. अज्ञानन्दतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जना शलाकया चक्षुरुन् उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा गदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वचनं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तम् अहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. So I'm reading the purport from text number 10. Prasudi, who appreciated the power and strength of her son-in-law, Lord Shiva, is describing what does at the time of dissolution. This description indicates that strength of Lord Shiva is so great that Daksha's power could not be set in comparison to it. At the time of dissolution, Lord Shiva, with his trident in hand, dances over the rulers of different planets, and his hair is scattered just as the clouds are scattered over all directions in order to plunge the different planets into incessant torrents of rain. In the last phase of dissolution, all planets became inundated with water, and the inundation is caused by the dancing of Lord Shiva. This dance is called Pralaya dance, or the dance of dissolution. Prasuti could understand that the dangers of ahead resulted not only from Daksha's having neglected her daughter, but also because of his neglecting the prestige and honorability of this person is chapter. That Mother Sati is the body because of the insult, and even though she is not invited, and she even though the Lord Shiva said that she has to face the bad consequences for attending this, she has a split mind whether to stay or attend. Finally, after back and forth thinking, she decided to go alone with the entire entourage of her. But the way she was received is not what she was expecting, and she felt very insulted, and she thought, all this because I have the bodily connection with Daksha, his her father, and thought of, okay, if I can get rid of this connection by giving up the body, I can get rid of this connection, and she felt that is more right way to do it. So while in the place of the sacrifice being prepared, she burned it to ashes with a yogic fire, and she left her body. So Narada Muni informed this to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva got angry, and he took one strand of hair and he dashed to the ground, and that's where the very ghastly and very powerful personality Virabhadra emerges, and Lord Shiva instructed Virabhadra to take away Daksha's life and other people who are supporting that yajna. So it is to be noted that even though Mother Sati, she is a powerful personality, she's a good wife of Lord Shiva, and some scriptures, some say that she is external energy of Lord Krishna. So, and she's comparable with goddess Durga, even though she has a lot of servitors and in a very exalted position, but still her mind got agitated, and she was still not at peace, right? So what does it mean? Even though in the highest positions in the material world, there is, but it's still a material world, and all the terms and conditions of the material world still apply, no matter how exalted the personality is going to be, right? So that's what we are seeing for in the case of Mother Sati, and her mind was so agitated, and she even felt that giving up her body is more right thing to do. So, and she was in so chaotic situation. But on the contrary side, even though his own daughter left the body in the sacrificial arena, Daksha has a very hard heart, that he didn't even postpone or stop the yajna. He just continued to do the sacrifices, prepared for the sacrifices as if nothing happened. And this indicates how hard a heart can become if a person who is completely into karma kanda, who follows the Vedic principles of the karma kanda, right? So he's also exalted personality for sure. He is a son of Lord Brahma, and he is very exalted, right? So all the demigods are so many exalted brahmanas are assisting him, which means that he's very exalted position too. But because he chosen the path of karma kanda and trying to please the Lord with all these sacrificials, doing this Vedic sacrificials, but still his heart is so hard that he continued to do this sacrificial Vedic sacrifices, irrespective of her daughter has passed away. So that's something to keep in mind. And here Prasuti, who is the wife of Daksha, she knows the prowess of Lord Shiva, son-in-law, and she was thinking that, seeing the omens and seeing the situation, the situations around what it's going to be, as if all of a sudden it became very dark, all the light from the sun and all the luminaries all gone, and they're saying some strange omens, which was discussed in the other verses close to this text. And she decided that, oh, this got escalated very badly. Not only Daksha has offended Lord Shiva, but now because of his actions, his wife left the body, and he has to face the consequences, right? And as we are seeing that, just with one, I mean, there is some comparable thing of Lord Shiva's hair here. So here in the purport, it is saying that he uses his hair at the time of the destruction to destroy the planets and to have incessant rains and inundated with full of water, right? And that even his hair is so powerful that it can take over big planets, right? So, and he created this big Virabhadra, who is an expansion of Lord Shiva, with given his full autonomy to take over Daksha. And he also said in the earlier verses, because you came out of me, you're going to be you're going to be chief of all my associates, right? So he given full autonomy to take over. So he's at least in this instruction, he is as powerful as Lord Shiva, especially in the destruction of this sacrifice ceremony they are doing, and especially with killing or punishing Daksha, right? So, and he is also, even though he takes the position of Lord of mode of ignorance, but he's not in the mode of ignorance. He works directly under the direction of Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. And Daksha is so inimical about his exalted position, and he created a lot of offenses, and he made enough offenses. Now he is a very suitable person to get punished. So, and how Shiva works under the under the direction of Lord Vishnu, there are many instances in Bhagavatam we can discuss, especially when the demigods are churning, and there is a lot of poison that is emanated. No one could help, but when they approached Lord Vishnu directed, okay, please take help of Lord Shiva. So, and when the demigods taken the help, when they approached Lord Shiva and asked for help, he told, okay, I will do it, because taking the suffering from the people is a great act of devotion, and it pleases the Lord. So he doesn't mind, and he just drank the poison, and and we all know that he did completely drank, but he kept in the middle of the throat, and he is called Nilakanta, right? So he acts under the direction of the Lord, and at the same time he also acts in the direction. He also acts as a great devotee of the Lord. So some Puranas and some of the Vedic scriptures say that he's the supreme personality of Godhead, and he is as equal to Vishnu, and even some of the Puranic scriptures, they say that even Lord Ram or Krishna or Vishnu even worships Lord Shiva and take the blessings of him. So there is a reason for that, because back in the time, in one of the kalpas, in the early stage of Satyuga, there is a clash between the demigods and the demons. And at the time of that period, even demigods used to worship Vishnu, and they are equally powerful like demigods. And because they have an equal strength, and even they worship Lord Vishnu, it is very hard for the demigods to won over the demons. So they approached Lord Vishnu. They're saying that, oh, they are also your devotees, and they are very powerful, but still they are not following some of the Vedic scriptures. And also we don't want to kill your devotees, because your devotees are as good as you. Could you please help here? So then Lord Vishnu thought of this, and he had a master plan. He thought, okay, we will have some scriptures for this Pashandis, or the persons who have no super good faith on Lord Vishnu and also the scriptures. And they created some of the scriptures in such a way that they will confuse these demoniac people, thinking that Lord Shiva is the supreme personality of Godhead, and they start worshipping him, and they create offenses to Lord Vishnu, right? So and he also instructed Lord Shiva to wear the skeletons and wear ashes, so that it will be more appealing for the demoniac people, that thinking that he is the supreme personality of Godhead, and they will slowly start deviating from the actual path that was left in this thing. So because of this instruction, Lord Shiva also entered the mind of great sages like Kannada, Kapila, not the Kapila Muni of Bhagavatam, of what we have discussed in the earlier canto, in the earlier chapters, is a different Kapila from atheistic who bought the Sankhya philosophy in atheistic touch. So he entered the minds of all these great sages and who have written the six different six different schools of Vedic thought. They not talk much about out of them. Some of them they don't talk much about the pure devotional service. They talk about atheistic philosophies and they talk about glorifying the other demigods and all. So that is for a purpose because they want to deviate the demonic people from worshipping Lord Vishnu. And as they worship, as they deviate, their strength will get diminished, and because they are not going to be the devotees of the Lord Vishnu, and the demigods will not think, okay, we are killing the devotees of Lord. So that is one of the plan of Lord Vishnu, who appointed Shiva for this task. So, but irrespective of this, we can understand that how closely they work each other, and Prasuti knows this position of Lord Shiva. And also one thing to note, that Lord Vishnu didn't attended this ceremony, right? So of course he knows past, present, and the future. He knows that this is not going to please him anyway. So he didn't attend it, and also indirectly, he's conveying that. Indirectly, he's telling Lord Shiva that okay, this is the time for him to punish Daksha. So he's indirectly indicating to Lord Shiva, and that's why Shiva given send all this big mutiny of army to punish Daksha or kill Daksha, right? So. But that being said, what is the everyone has to go through this chaotic situation somehow or other later on. So what is as a devotees or practitioners, what is the scriptures that they recommend, right? Like as Mother Sati has gone through a lot of turbulence and chaos, and she even given up her life. Likewise, what if we are also into that situation, and we have to deal with this material life, right? So we have great examples from the devotees from Bhagavatam, like starting with Markandeya Muni. So when he got a boon from Narayan Rishi, he has a desire to see the illusory potency of the Lord, and Lord granted. And one day, at the very end of the dissolution, when he's doing his rituals in his ashramam in the northern part of Himalayas, he saw a very big wave came out of nowhere, and the entire planet was filled with water, and he was floating, and he was with a great difficulty. He's trying to survive and trying to come over this planet for so many years. And finally, he saw a small island with a banyan tree, and at the northeast part of that banyan tree, he saw Lord. He saw the little Lord Gopal, smiling, and as soon as he remembered, this Lord, the same exact Lord, also present in my own heart. All his fatigue, all his turbulences in the mind, all his the fear that was caused, it's all got disappeared within no time. Likewise, when Dhruva Maharaj, he's fighting with the Yakshas, when they killed his own brother Uttama, he went on a fight with the Yakshas, and because Yakshas are a bit mystic people and they're very heinous, they couldn't defeat Dhruva Maharaj with his prowess, so they started making they started to show some mystic power to scare Dhruva Maharaj by showing all sorts of big clouds and big with a lot of blood, fuzz, and a lot of angry animals with snakes, mad elephants, mad lions attacking him. But Siddhas from the topmost world, they told, "Oh Lord, oh Dhruva, you are a pure devotee of Lord. Don't get scared. You just try to remember the. Let me pull up the. Yeah, they say that okay, you are the great devotee of the Lord. Don't be scared or don't be get illusioned with this distress that is being caused. Just recite the holy name of the Lord. So I'm just going to read the translation. All the sages said, O Dhruva, O son of King Uttanapada, may the supreme personality of Godhead know as Sharangandava, who relieves the distress of his devotees. Kill all your threatening enemies. The holy name of Lord is as powerful as Lord himself. Therefore, simply by chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, many men can be fully protected from fears, death without difficulty. Thus, a devotee is saved, right? And that's the power of a holy name. Is as good as Lord, right? The same case that we have seen with Draupadi when she was in a big trouble. She loudly called out the names of Krishna and the holy names of Krishna, and 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 we all know how she got protected. And in Mahabharata, even somewhere in the Mahabharata, it was even discussed later on that actually even Krishna before went and rescued Draupadi, his name already rescued uh, Draupadi. So that's the power of holy name. It's even more faster to act. Right? So likewise, we have also in the 17th chapter, like Chitraketu was cursed by Mother Parvati, right? So this is a very interesting contrast, the behavior of a devotee versus a person who has a lot of ego, like Daksha. So Daksha has a lot of ego and envy, and as we've seen, his heart was not changed, even though his own daughter was got suicide, right? In contrast, Chitraketu, who was so great devotee of Lord, and he made an comment with an excitement that how wonderful Lord Shiva is, that he is giving instruction to great exalted sages while embracing his wife. He was giving as an excitement, or is something to glorify his exalted position. But Mother Parvati has misunderstood, and she cursed Chitraketu to become a demon in the next life. But Chitraketu, even though it was discussed in the previous verses, even though he has a great yogic power to counteract or even curse Mother Parvati, he accepted the as a will of the Lord, and he circumambulated both Lord Shiva and Parvati and seek the blessings, and he went, right. So I think this is the verse that we discussed about. Even though he was quite competent to curse, but instead of doing so, he's very humbly accepted the curse and bowed his head before Lord Shiva and wife. This is very much appreciated as a standard behavior of Vaishnava, right? So even though unintentionally, if as a Vaishnava or a devotee we got some reversal, we have to follow the footsteps of great devotees like Chitraketu, thinking that it is a maybe it's a will of the Lord, or maybe it is for my good in the long run, and it's a more it was considered as a more appropriate Vaishnava behavior than retaliating it and making it as a even more worse. So that is more benefiting, and even Lord Shiva was so pleased by Chitraketu's behavior, right? So even he is telling Parvati that he is a bit step more exalted than you are. So, and he giving Chitraketu as a good example to Mother Parvati. So that is the behavior of Vaishnava, that even great exalted personalities were pleased, right? So, and we also have other examples from the verses like Ambarish Maharaj, how he is so humble, even though Durvasa Muni was taken, even though he is not intentionally offending, but Durvasa Muni took it as an offense, and he is trying to curse and trying to harm him, but Lord protected him through Sudarshan Chakra. Even though through his will he can have that Sudarshan Chakra to take away Durvasa Muni, but he's so humble that he don't want, and and it taught a lesson that how to behave with other Vaishnavas, and how Lord will take so seriously if we misbehave with them, right? So this is something to keep in mind. So especially Vaishnava etiquette is so important. It will act as a shield to protect from all these kinds of tricky situations, I would say, and also it's a more safer way to be in, as we see from other great exalted devotees who simply submit and take shelter of the Lord. It's up to the Lord turn to take care of that situation. So that being said, we have this 11th text is explaining the power of explaining the power of Lord Virabhadra, who is direct expansion of Lord Shiva. It indicates basically how much danger that Daksha is in, right? So as we all know how powerful is Lord Shiva, as we discussed, by seeing those movements of the luminaries all over the sky, and all this person, the Prasudhi, is thinking that, okay, now Daksha is gone, he's completely helpless. Even Lord Brahma can't help it, because she's cognizant of Lord Shiva's energy and the potency, and now seeing the signs, she concludes that, okay, no one could help Daksha. She done a terrible mistake. So and the next verses will be further discussing about how this is how Virabhadra will punish Daksha and all. So, but for now, for this discussion, I will conclude. Please forgive me if I made any something that I misrepresented anything, but I tried my best to convey the message. And for now, I will pause it for any discussion or any questions. Okay, all right. Looks like we have no more questions or discussions. So, thank you everyone for attending it, and happy Ekadashi. Hare Krishna.